G'day and welcome back to Dark Solar Gaming and Southern Cross Station. Yes, that's right, cobbers. We are back down under and we're going to continue on with our farming here in Australia. Australia, that's right. Yes, we are here. Right, for all our American friends, yeah, feel right at home. We are going to be as ochre as we can. No, I'm just joking. All right. We are going to continue on where we left off in the last episode, which is basically continuing on and prepping. We're now first day of September, so we are now able to sow some oats, sunflowers, potatoes, sugar beet, sugar cane, grapes, poplar, as well as grass and oilseed radish. Okay, so what are we going to do, Duck? Right. Well, let's have a look and see where we're at from this point of view again. So let's have a look and see what we've got in the way of fields that are planted. So field 7, field 3, field 23 are planted. Field 20, which is the grass. Field 1, field 13 and 14, they're all planted. CP1, CP2 are our grass fields. So that leaves us with field 4 that needs to be planted. And so does field 2. So what are we going to plant? Well, I was thinking, I don't know what I'm going to plant. I'm thinking what we might do, because we haven't done much of it, as I think we might plant some oats. So that's what I'm going to plan on doing. So we're going to have some oats. The other things we've got planted, let's just have a look and just sort of see what we have got. We have got cotton planted up here. We've got barley in here. We've got, what have we got over here? Barley over here as well. Down here, we've got 2 fields of wheat. We've got more barley. So we've got plenty of barley. We've got plenty of wheat. Things we need to start doing is other products, I guess. So we haven't done oats, so we're going to do some oats. We may be able to get some cereal running and stuff like that. So let's just have a look and see about doing that. So what we're going to do is we've got our big John Deere here ready to go. It's all warmed up. Engine's running. So it's the 9RX, the 9620, and we've got the big Begault or Bojolt seeders there, and we're just going to head straight out and we're going to get seeding. I know these were filled up and prepped in one of our previous episodes, or in between episodes, I can't remember now, but we did prep them previously, so they don't need to be prepped, and we're just going to get them cracking in here now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these manually, or this field manually initially, and then we'll let the hired hand take over once we've done a header row or two, and then we'll get into what else we've got to get done. Right, so let's unfold. So we've got oats selected, which is fine. Here we go. Right, power on. Lower and engage. Off we go. On and running. There we go. Now, as I said in a couple of my other videos, we've got the extra dust mod running, as well as the exhaust mod running. That's why we've got so much extra dust coming up. Now, it does give you a bit of a performance hit, I have found, depending upon how much dust you have. But I think it gives a much better well, what am I going to say? Interpretation of what you would actually see, particularly in sort of some of Australia's farming areas where it gets very, very dusty very quick. It's probably very indicative of what we would expect to see here in Australia, especially considering that most of the country is in drought and has been in drought for many years now. So, yeah, but anyway. All right, so it's going to mosey on through here. I don't know how I was going. I was thinking about just doing rounds, but I'm going to do partial rounds. I'm just going to leave that little corner there. See how we go. How tight can I get this turning? Pretty tight that I run into myself, but yeah, all right. We'll try to do that again. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, we're away. So I'm going to put this on cruise control now. There we go. and then we can keep tabs on where we're at and what we're doing. So if we come up to the menu now, there you go. You can see on the map that we've already done that area there, so that's okay. And what we'll do is we'll try and get 2 header rows done, then we'll let the hired hand have at it and go from there. In fact, if we want to do it any quicker, we could actually get the other hired hand in here and get going as well. I think on the other field, I might do some sunflowers. I'll have to go grab one of the other seeders to do that. And we'll do that once we've finished handing this over to the AI. So for the moment, we'll just keep this going as it is, and then we will revert to another tractor and go do the other field once we've got the AI running the rest of this field over. Okay. Hope everyone is doing well. We are doing well here. We actually have a sunny day today. It's quite devastating, in fact, that we've got a very sunny day. I'm unable to make the most of it, though. I've just recently, just giving you a bit of a heads up, I just recently had a bit of a knee injury, just out of the blue, just knees playing up. Factor of old age, I thought. I've been seen the GP, got some scans, and waiting on the results of the scans, but looks like I may be in the zone of a double knee reconstruction. So that may impact us a little bit later down the track if that is the case. I have to wait and see, obviously, what the doctor and the specialists have to say about that, but who knows. But the implications of that probably won't be huge for the channel. It just means that there'll probably be a significant period where we're not using the steering wheel and the pedals. So we'll be using, well, we can still use the steering wheel, but probably won't be able to use the pedals. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. But I don't think otherwise, I mean, apart from actual time away in the hospital and then immediate recovery time after that would impact. But anyway, I mean, look, who knows? I mean, there's many things that could happen in between now and then. I mean, I could get run over by a truck. Who knows? May not need those knee reconstructions. But yeah, so that's what's on the horizon for me at the moment, and so but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, look, it's nothing in comparison to what a lot of other people are suffering in relation to cancer and a whole pile of other horrible diseases and all that. So I'm not going to sit here and go, woe was me. I mean, the state of my knees is has a large contributing factor with my service with the Navy, and it's just a matter of me now having to go through the battle of determining whether I'm going to try and have it covered by DVA, Department of Veteran Affairs here in Australia, or not. Now, the easiest solution isn't to not, because they're just a pack of dicks. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, at the end of the day, if I can get them to pony up and pay for the surgery if I need surgery, well, all the better. Otherwise, it'll be bread and water for a little bit for the family. No, we shouldn't be that bad off. But you know what I mean. I mean, it's not cheap in any way, case, or form. I mean, we do have full private health because obviously having a family of 5 and a dog, we need to have that full coverage. So we do have full hospital and extras, but and the medical coverage here in Australia is pretty good in that regard. It's just they try and get more and more out of you. So the out-of-pocket expense, which is normally always the anaesthetist and other little bits and pieces, adds up with a few thousand, up to $20,000 very quickly as well. So, I mean, look, like I said, who knows? I mean, I may not need it, and it just depends on whether it comes back, I guess, as what's the word I'm looking for? Optional treatment. That's not the word I'm after. Anyway, you know what I mean. So elective, if it's elective surgery or whether it's necessary surgery, is probably one of the other big things too. So, but we'll wait and see, and I'll obviously let you know if there's anything that's going to impact the channel in that regard. But like I say, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, there are many people that are much more worse off than what I am in that regard, and I'm not going to sit here and whinge, whine or moan about it, other than talking about giants, of course, because I just don't think it's relevant. So yeah, anyway, apart from that, let's get moving and continue on with this. So if we're starting our second headland now, so we're getting through it quite quickly. I'm just wondering whether it's worth us putting a different crop in field 4 or whether we actually go with oats again. Not too sure. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I do like that, the amount of dust it's throwing up. I mean, look, I've seen tractors running through fields here in Australia at various times, and you'll see a tractor pulling a 6 to 7 metre plough, and they'll have a dust cloud behind them that sort of goes 500 metres to a kilometre. It can be quite amazing sometimes. I kid you not. I mean, those of you that know some of the guys that I interact with, like Aussie Farmer and TJ, and those that actually have their own farm out in WA, I'm sure they can tell you that they can create some dust on good and bad days. So yeah, but anyway, it's all good. I just like it. I think it gives you a little bit of extra immersion, and I think it looks nice. As long as obviously the PC can handle it, I mean, that's okay. It'll be interesting actually to see how we go in the short term, probably shortly after It'll be interesting to go shortly after I've recorded this video, because I have just ordered some new RAM. Now, my current system is a 12th gen CPU running on a 590 chipset motherboard, and it's currently got 64 gig of RAM, DDR4, running at 3200 megahertz. Yes, that's right, 3200 megahertz, because when I bought that RAM, it cost me $790 for that RAM, and I wasn't just going to replace it willy-nilly, because I bought it for a reason, so I can run Adobe Premiere and everything else without any real major memory issues. Anyway, I've bit the bullet. I've had a couple of people recommending me in different ways, shapes or form that I should up the speed of my RAM. So I've just purchased 32 gig of 4400 megahertz RAM. So the motherboard and the CPU will take up to 4600. I think this motherboard's actually rated to. I think with the latest BIOS it can actually do 5200, but DDR4 at that speed is very rare and very expensive. Anyway, so I've ordered the RAM. So I've got 32 gig of 4400 megahertz RAM coming. It also happens to be white with LEDs on it, which my other RAM didn't have, and it's black. And my case is full white RGB. Anyway, so we are going to install that RAM. So it'll be interesting to see what the performance gains or hits are going to be in relation to that. Now I'm going to have less memory to deal with, which is fine. I've also got 9 hard drives in the system, so my cache I've got software-wise is quite large. It'll be Premiere Pro and Illustrator that I run that'll probably have the biggest overhead, and maybe OBS when I'm recording. But we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very interesting to see how the performance goes, and if it underperforms with the RAM that is effectively running, it's at least a third quicker than what I'm going to be running now, then I could go back to the old RAM. It's as simple as that. But we're going to give it a go and see. So hopefully we should see some performance increases. Most people I've spoken to have said that they're sort of in the know. I've sort of said, well, if I dropping it by half but increasing it by almost a third of the speed, I should still see fairly significant performance gains. I'm not so sure myself. I'm really not, but look, if I do, then it's a bonus. If I don't, well, like I said, I'll just revert back to the old RAM and continue on merrily until I upgrade to a what's the current generation of chipset? I can't remember, but basically the current generation of chipset with DDR5. So yeah, I think my CPU is compatible. I don't know, actually. Not so sure. I'll have to check on that. I don't know if my CPU is compatible with that because I think it is. I think it's still the same chipset. Well, not chipset. The socket. It's just well, it might not be. I don't know. Look, I don't know. It's been a long time. I used to know all this stuff off the top of my head. I was reading computer magazines and divesting everything, and I was doing a lot of IT work. Now I've just lost all interest in it, and I just don't carry an interest because it just changes all the time, and I got more important things I'm doing in my life than to worry about what chipset's been updated and what hasn't. But anyway, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set this guy up. We're going to run him through, and he's now at hired hand, so he's going to let him continue on there unabated. We're going to go grab another tractor and another seeder and seed the other field. All right, I'm going to take the 9630. This is not the tracked version, so this is the same track as what we're using out there, but it's got the floats on it, not the tracks. Now, let me see, what have I got in the way of seeders? Come back around over here. Yeah, I've got that Bajolt seeder there. I think that's the only one. Oh, no, I've got the Big Plains one over here, isn't it? Big Plains or John Deere, one of the two. I think I can do sunflower with this one. And if that's what we can do, I'm going to put sunflower in. Want a bit of crop diversification. Cute. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, I can. All right. Let's go fill this up with some seed and some liquid fertilizer. And we're going to take this out and we're going to go seed the other field. Right, now my liquid fertilizer is just stacked up in here. We'll have to go buy some more sometime soon as well. Right. I'm just going to reverse up out of the way so I don't take out those drums. And then we're going to fill up with some seed. There we go. All right. And away we go. We can head on out and get seeding. Same situation with this. We're going to go out there. We're going to manually start and seed the field. We'll do the headers, and then we'll get a hired hand in there to finish it off most likely, or that'll be the end of the episode either way. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So we'll continue on around this way, and get the seed into the ground. Come up to, should have the cougar sitting over there, I think, at the moment. I think he's sitting in there, and we've got the grass bales there we did in the last episode or two. This is our field that we're coming into. Start unfolding I should say, not unloading. Okay. And away we go. Let's get the sunflowers in. All right, once we've sown both of these fields, we need to roll them in, and then we're going to be good to go. And put it on cruise control. There we go. All right, so that'll be good. So then we've got all of our fields turned around. The only thing we've got to also then do is look at rolling our couple of grass fields. But that's not essential. It does give you a better yield, but really the amount of grass we've got lying around that we can mow, I don't think is really that much of a problem. And then we need to go check on our new placeables, our orchards and greenhouses and whatever such we've put in. I need to go check on those and make sure they've started as well. Now, like I said, we're not going to do much more in the way of production than what we put in. We're going to keep it relatively light on, just do a little bit so we can actually produce products from the production areas in the township to support the town. But yeah, otherwise most of our work will just be with arable crops and selling and supplying for production points. But yeah, we'll have to just sort of play that by ear as well as we go along. Going well over the edge of the field though. I'm wasting seed and fertilizer there, but it is what it is. All right, it's one side done. Now we've got the other side to go down, and then we should be good to hand over to an AI effectively. But I'll also be pretty close to us being end of episode. Pretty boring, I suppose, in a way, this episode, and just the fact we're just running the seeders and nothing much else. But we might go and have a look and see what else there is to do if we end up getting the AI done before the end of the episode, as in putting AI in this field as well. I think I did want to run 2 header rows the same as the other field, so I think we might just end up doing the seeding and there'll be nothing else, but that's okay. Warts and all, we've always said you're just going to see everything, so we've got to get the seeding in. I mean, otherwise if I do the seeding off camera, I'll get people that be upset that we've done that off camera, and others that won't be, and so you just got to sort of try and keep the happy medium of try and do most of the actual normal farming work on camera, so to speak. All the little silly little things like tidying things up or moving things around or just filling up the occasional things like animals here and there, do them in between episodes. But the heavy lifting of harvesting and seeding and stuff like that, at least the majority of it should be on camera. At least like the start, if you do the start half a episode, then the finish, and then wrapping it up, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, here's what it is. At the end of the day, I'll just do what I think is right, and if you don't like it or you do like it, then just let me know in the comments down below, and then I can adjust my playing style to suit, not the minority, but to suit, number one, my own, pardon me, my own preferences, but then also what you, the viewers, want to see. So it is a balancing act, for sure. But It doesn't necessarily mean that doesn't mean that necessarily my interests and likes will take precedence, and it doesn't necessarily mean that yours will either, or a minority takes precedence. So yeah, but at least it gives you the option and the ability to have an input, and it may or may not have a integral effect on what we're doing in our farming. All right, one header row done. Right, let's just go in here. I will actually do the second header row. Come on, keep it out wide. There we go. But anyway, all right. So yeah, so the next episode from here we'll be rolling. So we'll do some rolling. We'll do rolling of the grass fields, rolling of this field, and the field we're just sowing oats into. We'll have a look at our placeables then too. I just missed a little bit there, but that's okay. And check on our animals, although our animals should be okay because we did some work with those recently. But we do want to check to make sure everything's okay, particularly with the cows. Make sure that the robot is doing the right thing and feeding them, and we've got enough feed and that there for the robot. Not for the robot to eat, but to feed the cows and to mix all that sort of stuff. And yeah, we'll check on our sheep, make sure that there's enough wool there. We'll remove the wool so it doesn't get banked up and we're not losing out on wool, and all that sort of good thing. You know, I love the real dirt mod as well. So you can see how caked the lime is on the seeder. A little bit on the tractor, but most of it's on the seeder. Notice how all the dust and that, you get the dust of the seeder and also of the dirt. I think that's great. Just getting one or the other. I'm going to lift there. Bit early there, but that's okay. Better than being late and having to turn around and grab some more of it. Right, so it's 1.5 headers done. So we'll do this bottom run, and then that'll be the end of the episode, and then that's where we'll hand over to the AI. So in this instance, I think that when we come back in the next episode, we will have completed our seeding. I'll continue on and complete the seeding, because I think that just makes sense to get all that done. So yeah, so we'll start signing off now, because that just means that we can start off afresh in the next episode and prep with the rolling and everything else. So thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate your time here with us on the channel. Don't forget that you can press that like or dislike button either way. It helps us with that Google algorithm. And of course, don't forget to also subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you join us. And if you press the subscribe button, make sure you press the alarm notification icon as well. A little ding button, the alarm button, so you can get alerts as to when new videos are available on the Duxwally Gaming channel. Don't forget to join us on Twitter, Discord and Facebook. Details are down below in the description. But of course, more importantly than anything else, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very soon back here at Duxwally Gaming and Southern Cross Station. See you all later. Bye.